Well, I guess it's sushi time. What's up, guys? I love Hansel here, and here to do a breakdown / live reaction review to chapter 10 of Ichi the Witch, which is known as the Hisame Majik Part 4. And I'm just a teeny tiny bit of treat. Like, he literally sliced it to ribbons. I mean, beauty's subjective. Don't get me wrong, like, beauty's definitely subjective, but like, I'm a little just a teeny tiny bit concerned. But I'm excited. Once again, Ichi the Witch has, out of the new manga I think I've picked up and added to the channel to review, I think it still so far kind of is my favorite overall. I'm really liking Dan to Dan though. And even Undercover Shinobi's growing on me. But still, I don't know. I'm intrigued. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? I got with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And ain't another fun fact. We're doing flashbacks? Okay. But I'm so scared. Because once again, I've liked previous manga and Shonen Jump before. I didn't talk about them on the channel. So I'm talking about Ichi the Witch now nice and early. I'm hoping please don't get canceled. But let's not waste any more time. Let's actually hop right into chapter 10. The Hisame Majik part, or Hisame Majik part 4. Funnily enough, in another video, the word magic was used, but I think I'm so like used to saying Majik just for Ichi the Witch. I haven't done a single discussion video on it yet, even though I plan to. Just Ichi the Witch has seeped into my brain so much, I said Majik on instinct. Even though it was spelled like magic. It was in the free run review. I don't know why, but let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. Oh, okay, so this is Ichi flashing back. One day, years ago, I was walking along the mountain slope near the beach. There, I saw a gigantic fish. God, it's so crazy. Like, I wonder if we're ever going to find out, or if he really is just going to be a nobody, no background, no nothing kind of protagonist. It's not the first time something like that has happened. I've read a couple manga where a character will have no important history behind their parentage. It is legit like, no, they're just a nobody. Like the author didn't feel like writing a background or parents or anything like that, so thus they made him an orphan. But once again, Ichi being abandoned seems like such a unique circumstance, especially within a world of magic like this, or a world of magics like this, or magic and magics, that I think somehow, some way, him being abandoned and left on the mountain is gonna like circle back in some crazy way later on down the line. But I'm interested. So wait, he was just walking on the mountain path and he saw a gigantic fish. I'm guessing someone hunted the fish. And then suddenly, what? Someone popped. Well, considering this is probably Ichi's inspiration, someone probably popped out. That's someone, all right. Okay, golly, what is that? I cannot blame young Ichi. What is this? A gigantic man popped out of its gut. I actually screamed. Me too. Like, what is this? He's fully. So wait. So he dove in his mouth. See, like, I get it with the Hisame Majik, because the Hisame Majik is, I keep switching back and forth. The Hisame Majik is actually, like, pretty big. Like, at least relatively speaking, like, Ichi had, like, a clean dive into that bad boy. And he's also, like, 15. I think he's, like, I forget what Shira Banana said, but, like, he's not even 5, he's not 6 foot. I think he's, like, 5'6", 5'7". So, like, he's small, but, dude, a gigantic man. And, like, a normal size, like, why? I mean, I guess that's just how sushi's done in this universe, but golly, from the antler mask to the long... Yo, speaking of Ichi's parentage, why does Loki look like one of his ancestors, bro? Why you got that long, same kind of flowy, fluffy, pseudo-spiky hair? Ichi, is this your daddy, bro? Let's see. Just soaking wet, no words. Yeah, it actually does low-key. Even looks like older Ichi a bit with the sharper jawline and the hair falling the way it does. Is the plot thickening already? Hold on, let's see. I actually screamed. Ooh. Oh, okay. So it's I guess this is the guy who trained Ichi. Let's see. He said his name was Minikata. He was a traveling fisher. He came from a small island country to the east. I love how no matter what universe it is, no matter, Japan will either exist, of course, like, it's the homeland of the creators of the manga. Obviously, they want to fit it in somewhere, but, like, Japan will always exist, or there's always a Japan analog. It is like a law. I've not seen, like, the only time I don't see it in a manga, but even then, no, I've seen it sometimes where the analog will exist in a world that literally has nothing to do or looks nothing like Earth. there will always be a country to the east that just happens to have Japanese-inspired people, weaponry, customs, food. Like, sushi in and of itself is a Japanese dish. Like, I remember in the reread of Hunter x Hunter, they pointed that out. And yeah, of course, it's a Japanese original. So I guess it makes sense that it exists, and it makes sense that Ichi would learn from someone who is Japanese, but still, that's crazy. Mini concept. But what brought him all the way over here? Can he, well, he's a man, presumably, so I doubt he can use magic. I was like, it was traveling the world to catch and record all of its fish. Did bro have a Pokédex? For what? So, but honestly, in a time like that, yeah, if you can, and obviously he's clearly a person who would live off the land and stuff like that, if you can, and you have the goal, might as well. Who's going to stop you? Especially considering at this point, there's like no preservation laws. Like right now, whaling is illegal. I'm pretty sure. Like there's no whale that one can hunt anymore because we nearly wiped it out. I forget if we as a species have wiped out a bunch of other species. I think one of the most famous is the dodo, but like we nearly took whales off the map because we were strangely built like that, and we loved their blubber for oil. For lambs. Like we were absolutely insane and nearly wiped whales as a species off the planet, which would have drastically jacked up the ecosystem, even worse than it's already jacked up now. But now it's illegal to hunt any type of whale, whether it be orca, whether it be blue, whether it be sperm. Probably should have said that last one. May have to cut that out editing. But still, with that being the case, there are a whole bunch of whales out there that we kind of just don't touch anymore because they're, a rare endangered species because we went crazy for a while. But that's now. Back in this time period, I guess no one would be around to stop them. And considering this is a world of magic and hunting living sentient creatures in this universe is kind of just common, it would make sense that there'd be a guy who just runs around chopping fish. But he told me he always wanted to try filleting a fish from the inside, but getting caught doing it would be too embarrassing. That's why he came to the mountains to practice alone. Oh. That's interesting. So once again, just the scale of things in this universe, just in general, from like the humans to the animals, everything in this universe must be just insanely strong. Like obviously there are reflections from their universe or our universe to theirs, like obviously certain words and concepts, but like generally, dare I say, everything in this universe is somewhat superhuman. Because like look at the scale of that fish. This is just a random fish he found in the mountain. I don't think there's a single fish big enough to fit a full-grown man inside of it that's not a shark. Or like, well, whales aren't fish, they're mammals. But still, let's see. Practice alone. He was definitely weird, but he was also wild and full of life. It is actually nice that you did treat Ichi to a meal, considering like this is still presumably Ichi in like his earliest phases, right? Like, this probably is right after he realized that they left that knife to, get him up out of here. And ultimately, he's either on the verge of or just figuring out, wait a minute, I need a hunt for my own survival. But let's see. Full of life. Okay, so yeah, so Minikata did end up being his mentor. Minikata's stories were fun and dynamic, and I liked them. I learned a lot from them too. Types of fish, how to catch them, how to dress them, even ritual dances to pray for a big catch. What is happening here? Sometimes our opinions would clash, and then we'd clash physically, smacking each other around. But all in all, the time we spent together was fulfilling. All the things he taught me, his home country's cooking, was what I found the most impressive. That is honestly, it's so funny, because I think of young me. Young me was a one-eat wonder. I did not, for some reason or another. Well, I think it's just, palates change as you get older. And who knows, maybe there are some things that I like now that I won't like 10 years from now. But young me was very, very small palate. Honestly, like my mom. My mom, she's broadened her palate a little bit, especially since ever since I brought in my palate. But still, she's a pretty limited palate. And I was like that when I was younger. Like, I would only eat like chicken nuggets and pizza and literally that's it. And like breakfast food. That was about it. That's all I ate. But then one day I just snapped, and now I just try everything. One of the main reasons I love to travel is to try foods in different places and get different experiences, because everything's different depending on where you travel. Not almost because all the resources are different. Like sushi came about because they were an island nation and there was a whole bunch of fish around them because they were an island nation. For steak. That's presumably because there are a whole bunch of wild cows running around. Like, ultimately, everything sort of comes to your environment, whether it be an altered environment or just your innate environment. That will determine not just what you eat, but how you drink, like all the stuff like that. And even other resources, such as, but let's see. Yeah, that's interesting though. So maybe this isn't Ichi's father. He just has like the same kind of hairstyle and hair texture. Interesting though, he hasn't removed the mask yet. And it is funny that he would like straight up fight a child as a full grown man and not immediately dominate that thing. But let's see, he's probably just messing around. I was struck by one of his recipes in particular. According to him, it was a special dish where you show your respect and gratitude to the fish you catch by dressing them neatly and then displaying them beautifully. He showed me this one as a celebration of meeting me. Okay. So if he doesn't come back into the narrative as like something, it'd be crazy if he was a Majik. But I think that is just a man wearing a deer's head, which is interesting. He's a fisherman wearing a deer's head. But I guess like fish don't have skeletons. It's weird to think about, but I don't think, it's all cartilage. So technically you cannot really wear a fish body because it will like degrade immediately. Meanwhile, bone can be preserved and maintained and taken care of. Though admittedly, that will degrade eventually too. That's why, like, now, whenever we preserve things, we sink them in, like, I think it's formaldehyde, whatever, like, the maintaining thing is. That's typically what we'll sink it in, rather than just, not sinking it in at all. What's it? Of meeting me. That is cool, though. I do like the idea of, like, certain rituals and cultures doing certain things. And it's interesting, because he's the only one that's like this. So he just decided that, I'll be like that when it be like that, especially when it be like that. Let's take a look. Hold on. Editing me, I got your back, bro. I'm sorry for the earlier whale comment. I'm debating on whether telling editing me to cut that out or to leave it in just to test something, but I think for safety's sake, we're gonna cut that out. Let's see. Yes. Boom. Mini kata. Thank you. I'm taking your teachings to heart. But literally, you know what I like though? I like that the Hisame Majik is like mostly, I mean, I wouldn't say that's the face of someone who's okay with what's happening to them, but they aren't like screaming and or fighting. Like they aren't doing anything to like, especially considering what they had initially planned for Ichi and Deskadas. Notably, they didn't even notice Kamuki, which is sad and continues into that poor character's character arc. But the fact that it's relatively just like sweating and like, then again, I gotta remember, these things are immortal. For all intents and purposes, unless their trial is completed, they can just not perish. Which makes you, so like, the real question is, well, I guess Uro just slaughtered them all. And now that I think about it, that's probably why no one ever found out. Because I'm guessing Uro did give out his trial before, but every single time a witch would get near to complete to the trial, burn a whole bunch of stamina, Uro would just be there, respawn if he took way too much damage. But then again, he literally can't, like, they can't off him. He's fine. At least according to how the Hisame magic functions and how they explain all other magics function, it's likely that if Uro was just left there for a while, right, say Ichi didn't immediately attack, he may have gotten a refresh and then just wiped Deskadas off the map and kept pushing. That would explain why no one knew his trial, supposedly, and no one knew about his weakness. Why the whole, oh, no woman can pierce my heart thing was like a revelation and not like, oh no, we need to bring a man here just to make sure he can off. But then again, the question is, because chapter 1 mentions that Ichi, in spite of meeting the conditions for destroying Uro's or completing Uro's trial, technically it still was a 1 in a million of a million of a million chance. So like if they had just brought a random man, like say me were to just be there, blade at the ready, and just like, would anything even happen, or would it just like pierce his heart and they'd be fine? Because technically I wouldn't be able to absorb him or tame him. We just go into a refresh state where like his heart gets destroyed, but then flip it around, nothing really happens. I have no idea. Let's see. Bring on the boat. That isn't very impressive though. Like, I mean, maybe he practiced it, but still, it's hard to just do things on a larger scale. At least for me, like as an artist, right? In fact, I have 2 fresh sketchbooks with me, so I literally have not a single drawing in either of these bad boys. But at least for me, whenever I go to draw something, especially if I do have a reference, even without it, the size of paper or whatever material, but typically paper I'm working with, will dictate how big I draw it. So for example, on a sketchbook of this size, right? This is 9 inch by 6 inch. So 6 inch, 9 inch. I'll typically draw a headshot, for example, like around this scale. Then, if I'm just doing a headshot on a larger sheet of paper, which I typically wouldn't do because I think it's a waste of paper, if I was like on a larger scale, something like this, which is a 12 by 9 inch, then it would be much bigger. But it's difficult for me. It's hard for me to like scale up. And presumably, I'm not sure if you ever performed this sushifycation process on a fish the scale of the Hisame Majik. So for Ichi to just naturally do that is actually pretty impressive. It's hard to just upscale things. It's why I give so much credit to people, especially in the ancient era, like Michelangelo the David, as an artist guy, I should know the name. The person who did all of those paintings on the roof of, I think it's the Vatican. I forget what building it is, but there's that building over in Europe that has all the different paintings on top. And it is insane to me that they were able to do that just because of how much time and effort across that whole scale, literally tens of nearly 100 feet in the air. Like, it is so insane that human beings did that. Like, that, it blows my mind. And same thing, shockingly enough, to like a somewhere smaller scale with Ichi here. That's very impressive to do that instinctively. And he's lucky, honestly, that the Hisame Majik has the properties of a normal fish, like, at all. Because hypothetically, its inside could be ice, considering its back is supposed to be ice. But then again, he is also using Inazori as a blade. So maybe any ice-like properties of the blade are being, or of the Hisame Majik are being overridden by the electric blade, which is heating up the flesh. All right, I just think Ichi's cooking. Let's bring on the boat. See, we keep getting more spells from this girl. Oh, interesting. So she just made them. Okay, see, they're so clean. So this is such a solid team. I grant thee shape, Bardock. If we just had a D in there, bro, Bardock, bro. Of course not. That's interesting. But my question is, what is this? Are these spells passed down from Majiks, or these human invented spells? Like, how many human? Because notably, then again, it's hard to take anything Uro's at face value. But like, do humans have any unique magic? I presume they do. There's a whole research team. But like, was there a boat Majik that either was captured by Descados and then fused into that spell, which allows her to make that, or did someone come up with a magic that makes boats? Because now I think about it, no, there are magic items. So technically in this universe, humans can create magics, but not magics. Magics can give extra magics. So interesting. I wonder, like, and that's such amazing tech. Is this just a spell that makes boats? Or no, I grant thee shape, Bardock. So it's presumable that she made the shape of a boat and froze it using likely water manipulation magic. Am I a hazard, I guess? But poor Gamui, she's like, why are these two so strong? Well, she may understand why Descados is so strong. But honestly, I'm so blown away that Ichi's able to do as much as Ichi's able to do. This is what, his third cast of Inazuri today so far. He's going good. I was like, first! And I love how Uro has just been dead silent. Like, he's literally our fourth main character, and he's just not here right now. Let's see. First! Oh. Oh my, is that blind? He saw me, Majik. You can bleed? Is that possible? Golly. Boom. Okay. Second. Jeez. What? Okay. Ichi. You could have aimed a little bit better, dog. Like, it's supposed to be beautiful. Why are you hitting both of them? Why are you hitting both of them with the salmon? Well, not salmon. Shark? Actually, no, people do eat shark. And in fact, I want to try shark. I've tried alligator. I've tried cricket. I don't think I've had crocodile. I'd love to try almost everything. Obviously not any endangered species because endangered species, but like, it's called cuy in Ecuador, but I've had guinea pig. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was mad delicious. But let me see. Third, fourth, and fifth are plated. Now, the decoration. The head, oh my. Once again, the Hisame Majik's mostly chill. And finally, a single flower. This guy's here is fantastic. Wait, is that? No, that is Kabuki right there. Kabuki. She's just genuinely traumatized. Like, you ever had one of those experiences where, like, you know something's wrong, or something just isn't, like, something has gone horribly wrong, but you're like too busy or too locked in or too focused, so you can't, like, you can acknowledge it, but you can't process it in that moment. Like, that's like something once you get home later that day, you're going to be thinking about for possibly the rest of your life. That's one of those moments. Kogi's like, I regret every choice I have made that brought me to this point where I am soaked in Majik blood and rubbing a flower into the head of this thing. Oh, sweet mother of mercy, please. Let's see. I wonder how delicious they're going to look. How tasty. I mean, not the most appetizing looking. I think. I mean, it works. Honestly, this is one of the, I mean, I've eaten sushi before, and I will eat it again, probably. But that's the thing, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of raw meat. Like, just raw meat. Like, raw bloody meat. It just doesn't do it for me, personally. Though I know people love sushi out there, but there's also, like, you should not have too much raw fish. That's why pregnant women aren't necessarily recommended. I'm not sure if they're not allowed to, or at least not recommended to eat sushi, because it's, like, very high in something that's, like, very, very bad for you. Mercury? Is it mercury? I know you can't eat too much fish because of mercury, but, like, this doesn't even, I'll admit, this doesn't look the most beautiful. But then again, he was deluxe Hisame sashimi boat. I think it is. It's the absurd amount of blood. Or, like, what color is it? Like, is this red still? Like, if you were to shine that off and, like, maybe make it not sweat so much, it would probably be, I guess. Done. All right. But you know what? Komugi doesn't have a choice in the matter. She really does. Like, she just had to go along with it. I'm happy that Deskuras, and I think this is just continuing off the idea that Ichi presented to her a few chapters back. I think it was chapter 4, where he told Deskuras, I love magic. This stuff is great. And I think this is Deskuras, like, letting it slide solely because of that. Because she's mad. Like, the whole outfit cooks. The hair cooks. You know how long it's going to take to wash that Hisame blood out of her hair, bro? Well, it's like, enjoy. I recommend dipping each bite in this in special sauce and condiment. I mean, true. Sushi, I mean, like, most things in life are better accented by the sauce. Like, obviously, you can just have a good, well-prepared meal, no sauce. Like, it's not impossible. I'm not saying nothing, like, you can't have anything without sauce. In fact, sometimes I do eat stuff without sauce. But a good sauce will take something to the moon. Let's see. Something Majik is just like, what? But I'm guessing it's gonna regen, right? Like, it should be fine. Let's see. What in the world? It's gonna be so happy, isn't it? My whole body, it's yeah. I figured it'd be happening. But I guess that's the thing, right? I mean, I don't know. If I could regenerate, I still wouldn't like it. Like, it still hurt. But then again, I'm not sure. Do Majiks have pain receptors? Is that a thing? Because, like, they're, like, born of magics. Like, do they have pain receptors? Like, the water Majik, I doubt it has pain receptors. But this is like a fish. This is a fish. So maybe it does. I don't know. I actually don't know. So maybe this doesn't mean anything. Like, and what's the, like, Wolverine's healing factor, for example? If I break my arm off, I still need to feel the pain of my arm being broken off and then watch it regenerate. Even if it was presented nicely to me, like, someone framed my arm, soaked it in adamantium, and, like, formed it in an interesting way, made a beautiful art piece, and be like, cool story, bro. It still hurt to regenerate this bad boy. But it's literally the best ever. But you know what? Actually, it makes sense that Hisame Majik would like this, because, like they said, it's literally their whole body. Like, everything. I don't know what happened to the ice pieces that made it up, but, like, ultimately it makes sense that it would be cool with its entire body being used as a presentation piece, right? Like, notably, I think the reason fashion is, like, so complicated and hard for someone like me to understand is because everything needs to look good. Like, not just one part of the outfit, no, the top, the bottoms, the shoes, the hair pieces, the jewelry, like, everything needs to look good, and that's why I've never been good at fashion. But in this case, Hisame Majik's just chill. They're like, everything looks good, literally. The only thing that Ichi didn't accent was, like, the head and the fins, but ultimately the rest of the bodies wouldn't matter to the Hisame Majik. It itself is already beautiful enough with just its head. gorgeous, magnificent, stunning, even fashionably grotesque. That is actually a thing, though. That is actually. I was about to be like, is that? But no, some people are like, they're into that. They're into a little. I mean, it's not freaky, but it's like gorish. Yeah, that is true. Even fashionably grotesque. Every last inch of my body, both inside and out, is on fabulous display. Yep. It likes the fact that everything about. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't like that. Please don't take my insides out. Do not make me a body without organs. I don't want that. But I mean, if you can do that, I guess. I was like, I can't think of a single negative thing to say. I lose. Okay, that's good. All right. So we are doing this arc. Ichi the witch. What a formidable man. I think I wouldn't mind letting you take me on a date. How would that... Yeah, look, it immediately regenerated. Okay, so that makes sense. It's fine. But how would that work? And before a human-shaped Majik falls in love with Ichi for real. But like... Your shark thing formed a like, what would be the end goal? Because I guess like I always think of like offspring. That's typically the point of copulation. But like, I need to cut out so much of this. But like, what would you be cooking? What would it look like? Majik, shark, human, hype. We could literally get Shark Boy. Never mind. Ichi gets a. Okay, let me stop. No. It could kind of be clean. I was like, oh, so it's gonna infuse. Oh, so this is a good question. Is it gonna infuse into a sword, or is it gonna become another rock? Because honestly, I would like these Hisame Majik to stay a character. Let's see. Nope. Okay, it's a stone. Yeah, it's a stone. That's unfortunate. Wait, I can't eat this. Oh, I feel bad for him. He was hungry, but But that's something that's gonna. But it makes sense, right? You can't have too many sentient creatures. Like we can't Pokemon this nonsense. And even then, Pokemon struggle to like maintain their identity or get like much screen time. But that is kind of sad. I actually did like they were a terrible being. Don't get me wrong. Most human-hating Majiks are. But like, I actually did kind of like these Hisame Majik. It would have been nice to see them like actually stay a character or like become infused into Ichi. Like, more than Inazuri, admittedly. But I guess it's fine. We'll still be able to see their visage and stuff like that. And they did a really good design. Oh, Hisame's magic stone. I can't eat this. My sashimi. He's like, I wasted all that time. I cut you perfectly. You should have at least left a piece of me for you to nibble. But what would that... Like, it'd be so cold. It's an ice shard. Like, would it even be warm? Once again, maybe the electric blade heated it up. Then again, salmon is supposed to... Or sushi is supposed to be raw. So maybe it balances itself out. Once again. You can quit acting even dumber than you are now. This glass is so close to just beating the brakes off. And could you please put real clothes back on? Kamugi, don't act like you don't like what you see. You know, Habit Association back there is so jealous of you right now. Kamugi, take your blessings, though. But listen. Oh, jeez. Well, that was overwhelming. Oh, thanks. I mean, yeah. Our anti-human hater Majik squad missions, they're all going to be... Oh, heck no. Jessica's... Oh, interesting, though. She cleaned off pretty quick. But then again, that's interesting that a lot of the... did the remains? No. It looks like, yeah, Mugi's still covered in this stuff. So, even though the Hisame Majik can regenerate, it is very much like Wolverine. It's not a reformation process, it is a regeneration process. Because there is a difference. Like, one of the characters in one of my fanfics that I made, for My Hero Academia, like, their ability allows them to reform. Specifically reform, not regenerate. And one of the perks of their reformation is that their body restores so it's strong enough to resist the force that destroyed it the last time. It's called adapting. Like, what did I even call it? Because I wrote that fanfic just a while ago. It was like adapting something. Like adapting... It was adapting. I feel like my brain is saying adapting energy, but I don't think it was AE. It was something else. It was like AA. It was something, not that AA, but like it was something along those lines. And the character was so powerful because he would just like throw himself in front of an extremely powerful hit, reform afterwards, and body bag the person that hit him. But let's see. Oh heck no! I thought not. Yeah, I mean this was a unique circumstance. Presumably a lot of the this was honestly a pretty tame trial for a Majik that hates humans to have, it would very likely be more so violent conflict. Like, that's what Uro wanted. I'd be shocked if, or like at least somewhat combat based. I'd be shocked if a lot of them had this like heavily personality based kind of trial. I was like, first and foremost, who'd ever think jumping down a Majik's gullet to chop it up from the inside? I mean, a hunter. That's why I keep, like, in every, like, almost every single title has a reference to him being the hunter witch. Like, I don't even call him the male witch, I call him the hunter witch. Like, this is him. I was like, true. One wrong step and you'd easily wind up dead. But then again, it's Ichi. I feel like he's just physically more durable than most. And obviously, this universe is somewhat superhuman. Yeah, this won't be the norm. Something similar will probably happen. Oh, well. Because he is the way he is, there are things only he can do. That's true. Look, if Descanos alone were here, she would have failed. Same thing with Kamugi, obviously. So, despite being the most powerful witch, in this case, power wouldn't have been useful. It helped, obviously. It's clear that if Ichi was not physically strong enough or did not have Inazuri, he would not have been able to complete this trial, even with the proper idea, because I don't think the Hisame magic would have been soft enough to do that. But still, they do need his expertise on stuff like this, which is nice. Once again, it allows Descanos to not break the plot. That's one of the biggest things I'm interested to see as the series progresses. How are we going to keep writing around Descanos? Because essentially think of it like how Naruto wrote around Kakashi, where like they just didn't have him with the kids a whole lot, and whenever he was there, he was kind of like the main focal point of power. Same thing with Descanos. Ultimately, Ichi the Witch is going to have a fun job of like balancing Descanos to make sure she doesn't override every single combat-based scenario, or at least secure the safety of Ichi and Kamugi, or at least Ichi, because she is supposedly the strongest witch of the time. Now that we have this whole like intermagic system set up, we just know Descanos is her. She is widely known as the most powerful witch of the modern day, which likely includes other magic associations, considering it seems like the magic system is just worldwide. But then again, we have such a small scale, who knows? Let's see. There are things that only he can do. Huh? Things only Ichi can do? Like what? Why is the art so, what? Look at this eye detail. What do you eat? How do you do this? Gosh, like, I have yet to draw Ichi the Witch. Like, typically when I really like a manga, I'll like immediately reach in, grab the nearest sketchbook and be like, but I struggle. Like, I started drawing Descanos like a week, 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I can't get the shapes. Something's off. I cannot get her facial structure right. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna practice though, because I want to. This is another manga art style where, like, if you see aspects of it appear anywhere in my art, it's purposeful. It is all me. It is my fault. I will not lie. Let's see. Things only Ichi can do? Like what? Like literally leap inside a Majik and cut it apart. Let's see. Mostly really dumb things, probably. I mean, to be fair, he did literally save your lives. Let's see. Dressed! He's so happy. Oh, really? To be fair, you both met him on the same day. Or actually, no, Descanos does know him longer. I forgot about that. Okay, time to head home. She's like, oh, okay, we're done with this. I'm not dealing with this today. Huh? But the villagers. Chrissy! Okay, it's good. So they were automatically saved. And there is no lasting ice damage. That's good. Dad? Mom? Chrissy! Oh, thank goodness. Vroom. Oh, the villagers. Okay. So there was legitimate. Okay, so that honestly, that's cool. Well, you were working on the fish dressing. Oh, the fish dressing. Oh. Well, you were working on the fish dressing. I ducked over to cast defrosting and healing spells on everybody. Her magic reserves must be insane as well. Like, what the heck? And how many? Like, she has a spell for everything so far. Like, she is cracked. I cannot wait to actually see her properly fight something. Like, I do not count the fight in chapter 1. Like, the Uro fight is not real. We don't see most of it. I want to see her actually do battle. Because she has all the utility spells, all the raw power spells. She's called the Abyssal Witch. I want to see her go all out. Let's see. Huh? They should probably have a doctor look at them, but nobody died. I mean, hey, that's very impressive though. She had that much magic and was able to do it that quickly. Like, unless she's literally talking about the fish dressing as in what he was planning to eat it with. He was like, this is the fish dressing. Like, she did that while also getting smacked around by Hisame parts and forming magic boats. Let's see. Computer, please stop yelling. Ugh. Too down. too darn thorough. The first time Earl pops out is the hate. I get it, I understand. Like, if my top op was actually, like, legit, I'd have to hate a little bit too. I can't even knock us off. He was hoping she'd forget one and be like, oh no, they're frozen forever and you're out of magic. But no, he's just stuck there. And interesting, Uro, so that is true. It's unfortunate. It looks like we're going to rarely see the Uro transformation, or possibly even partial transformations, because one, he doesn't want to help, and two, it just isn't viable for him to use. And the more and more Ichi's kit grows, the less and less he's going to need to rely on Uro. Honestly, it'll be interesting to see a point where he needs to take a 3-day nap, where ultimately he's in a scenario where he and Descanos cannot individually handle, and obviously Kamugi will not be able to help too much. And he's like, okay, I need the magic boost from the Majik King. And then Uro's like, and then they dap up, and then they fuse. What's it? Too darn thorough. Aw. Mr. Descanos, you're amazing, right? I mean, yeah, but let's see. Ichi, my mom and dad came back. Everyone else did too. Thanks for rescuing us, Ichi. Aw, he's so happy. I'm happy for you, Chrissy. These folks make my heart. Computer, please stop screaming. What's he? Ichi? Ichi? Who? Oh, he's a witch. A witch who's also a boy. Indeed. A boy witch? He was the one who... Oh, he was the one who... Should you be telling everybody this? He was the one who acquired the Hisame Majik. Huh? He did? Really? That's amazing. Please, let us thank you. No, first everyone should see a doctor. Gotta melt all the ice around the village, too. Is Descanos gonna have to do all that? Anyway. Okay, we're just gonna... Anyway, Ichi the Witch finished his first mission and acquired the Hisame Majik. I know, we could make a sashimi boat in celebration. A what boat? You just want to eat sashimi. Alright, computer, I'm gonna put you all the way away from the camera because you are screaming mad loud. But... this is all if you couldn't tell, I'm not in my regular recording environment. No, I was not allowed to bring the blade of worthiness with me where I am right now. And that's why we have loud phone, no microphone, nothing, and darn ruler. That's the worthiness judgment passer, but still. Overall, an extremely good chapter. I like it. I'm interested to see what the next thread is. Considering this one was so personality-based, I'm assuming we're going to get into a more combat-based one. And I'm interested to see where the series has to go. And I am admitting, I'm wondering what the overall arcing threat will be, if not, but just hunting down Majiks. I'm interested. But if you went all the way to the end of this video, please leave sashimi boat. You know what it was gonna be. You knew it was gonna be sashimi boat. Leave sashimi boat in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also do happen to have a Patreon below where you support me for as low as $1 things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks include the live reactions to the series I have to review, and free variations of all my videos, and becoming to a Patreon and $20 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also do a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, 20 beans for a long video, any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Zara, Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Brandon Payne, Glacier XZ, and G Prosper. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 members, A+A, Ignil Lind, Kevin Encarnacion, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 members, Fine, Austin Wimberly, Uchiha, and Yuki Ally. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $10 members, AZ Void, J Warrior, and Robbie Uchiha. And I'd like to give a big old thank you to our $10 patrons, Overlord Zero, Waki Munoz, and Idem Okami. And I'd like to give a final, gracious, gargantuan thank you to our $100 That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, Calvin Elder.